stupid moron.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
I'm burping up all that water. This was on in the gym this morning, and I could not get... When I go to the gym, I go when it first opens, so it's like me and 3 other dudes, and usually it's like classic rock that's on in the speakers. It's like AC/DC or there's some Green Day, something like that, right?
Right.
Well, whoever closed down last night must have just left the music on. Usually whoever gets in first puts the music on. But they must have just left it. So I'm starting into my routine, and I'm like, I cannot lift with this music. I kept laughing. I'm like, I can't, because
Did it get you pumped up?
Well, there were a couple of women there. Listen, different things get different people pumped up. I had just never heard that in our gym before. And so there were a couple of women in this morning who I had never seen before. So I'm like, they might be going on different days, but I'm there like 3-4 days a week. And I'm like, these women are coming in here now. And I played you the edit, obviously, right?
Yep.
The unedited one is, it's a great song. I love Get Low, but I was like, I cannot work out to this. This is not going to. And then about 10 minutes later, somebody changed it to what's normally on in there. But I was like, man, somebody's getting pumped up with some Lil Jon last night. Or whatever. They had the rap channel going. I can't. I cannot do this.
You need what? You need metal?
Well, no, I don't necessarily need that. It's just I'm so used to what's normally on in there. So it'd be like whatever. I'm sure it's some playlist mix, right? It's some streaming thing. So it's like AC/DC and Green Day, and there'll be like Journey. It's like classic rock.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is different. So I walk in and, but I'm like, I can't. I'm looking at one of the other guys and I'm just like laughing. Like, I can't do it from the window to the wall. Skeet.
But,
different people get pumped up from different things,
While you're working out, you're going to have sweat dripping down your balls. So, it's a good workout song.
I mean, I don't, but I'm sure that there are people who do.
You need to work harder. Work harder then.
I don't sweat really below the waist. My sweat is all up top. But, yeah. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow or Friday morning, that'll be back on. Maybe I'll just get used to it. God, I'm burping. See, I gulped that water. I didn't sip it. I gulped it. And so now I'm all...
hear me. I was saying, that's enough. You don't have to drink the whole thing. I think he's done enough. And Bill kept being like, now he has to drink it.
Well, I didn't know what the protocol was. I mean, I want to
really good.
I want to play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
This game is made up.
All games are made up.
All games are made up, Mary. Drink Puppeteer is one of our nation's oldest and most revered games. I just like whoever thought of that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's low tech.
It's
you literally
I think it's an old game.
It looks like somebody found raw wood, treated it a little bit, hooked them together. It's funny.
It's fun. It's fun to watch people try. I get giggly.
I mean, if you're doing it in your apartment, obviously, at a party or something, you're going to get liquid all over the place. And if you're doing it with beer, oh, God, that'd be pretty gross. But
when we did it on the podcast, we did it with ranch water.
What is that?
That's like a...
It's where you pour ranch into water, mix it up.
It's
and
tequila.
it's literal?
It's a tequila
nice
soda,
gloopy.
basically.
It's nice and gloopy.
Wait, what is it?
It's a tequila soda.
Oh, okay. Ranch
They call it ranch water. But they got
why is it so thick?
Chunky.
It's fun. And, I'll have it out by the pool during the summer.
Yep.
Some people trying it there. It'll be a good time.
It's all coming together at Squifle Tower, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Man, how about that? See what you're missing, Mary? Being there in New York?
Missing it at all. I ain't missing you at all. You know that song?
I do. Well, I did.
Missing
yeah.
you
I don't.
at all.
Yep. Don't know that version of it, but
it's the right version.
I couldn't help but think that this lady in Massachusetts is living Mary's life.
Uh-oh.
She even looks like she could be a Santora sister. This woman has won $1 million in the Massachusetts jackpot twice in 10 weeks.
Oh, my God. Gimme.
you get that?
Yeah.
Christine Wilson bought a car with some of the winnings from her first prize and plans to put the second windfall into savings. $1 million in the Massachusetts lottery for the second time in a little over 2 months. She played the 100 times cash $10 scratcher. Wow. Back in February, she won $1 million on the Lifetime Millions $50 scratcher. She opted to receive the lump payment in both, $650,000.
Oh my God!
So she takes home whatever that is, $1.3 million. Is that what that would come out to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary just wants to win once.
That's all I want. I just want someone to just give me. I just want the money.
Keep working hard.
I am getting tired of it.
I'm getting tired of
No,
working
you
hard.
loved it the other day. I love working hard.
Yes, of course. What else is there but working hard? What
Yeah.
else, especially in our business? We're not breaking rocks. What else is there?
It's just
You know, my daughter and my wife, I get no respect at home, right? All of my respect.
No respect at all.
Were we talking about, have you seen Soder's woke Rodney Dangerfield?
No, but that
Oh
sounds
my
hilarious.
God, it is so goddamn funny. Anyway,
Soder's
Dan
so
Soder,
funny.
who's great. Just when you get a minute, find Dan Soder, woke Rodney. Hey, you know who gets no respect? Women of color. That kind of, but he just nails
Yeah,
the
the
voice.
voice,
Oh,
yeah.
It's so funny. I love Soder. Anyway, whatever modicum of respect, and I put that in such thick air quotes, that I might get, it's solely confined to my professional life, right? And this is true of anybody who is in any arm of performing. When you go home, nobody cares because your dad, you're the husband, they don't care. Don't care what you did to get where you are, don't care. Right. So I'm always making jokes because what good is life if you can't always be making jokes? And I have a second grader, so I'm making a lot of dad jokes. Some of them are okay. Some of them aren't. I just need to purge them.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter has gotten to the point where she'll just look at, because she's Team Gwen, obviously. And I take no offense to that. She should be. She'll just look at her and then look at me and just go, why? Why are you, why? My daughter has said, why are you like this?
Do they
I go, because it's funny.
you get her sometimes, though, right?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
usually I do, yes.
Yeah.
It's not like she's mad. She's mad that she's laughing,
Ah, gotcha.
And I won't get, sometimes I'll get a chuckle or something. But I'm like, what good is life if you're not working to make someone else laugh? That's all there is. All there is. So,
That doesn't mean
I don't know what you
don't wanna
mean.
be handed millions of dollars from the lottery. Well, I guess it
that's
wouldn't be handed
literally what you want.
Well, no, I wouldn't stop making people laugh, but I would also like to win on a scratcher. I would also like to win $1.3 million.
Well, sure, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess my question is, okay, so is the whether this is the thought or whether this is the truth? You have a higher likelihood of winning the more expensive the scratcher is?
They have a higher payout percentage.
Okay, so her
it's
thought
not
was, I'm going to drop
necessarily-
$50 on this because it's more, if I win, it'll be bigger.
No.
Oh.
You have a higher payout percentage, which means that if you buy a $1 scratch-off ticket, that might be that 1 in every 8 tickets is a winner. And if you buy a $30 scratch-off ticket, 1 in every 3 is a winner.
Okay, so it's
But
not
it's
the
1 in
amount.
every-
You could
it's
still,
1 in every 3 of the millions that they print.
and also you could spend $30 on the scratcher and win, but you win $5.
No, you can
Oh.
not win less than you spend.
Oh, is that true?
So, yes. So if you win, or at least in Ohio, if you buy a $20 scratch-off ticket, the least amount of money you will win is $20.
I see. So you'll at least break even.
Yes, but
If
might
you
not
win.
anything.
Yeah,
Correct.
right. If you win, I see.
And there's those expensive ones, $50. They'll say like minimum $100 prizes. So some of them are like really a lot higher too.
But you might also be out $50.
But yes,
Yeah.
you could also be out $50.
That's why I wonder how much this woman spends. It's not like These are the only 2 tickets I've ever bought.
Right.
I mean, these
That's
kinds of people
rarely
probably
the
play
case.
a lot. So she bought a $10 scratcher and a $50. So just that pass, $60.
Uh-huh.
Now it paid off, but God, I wonder.
You only got to win once, really, you know?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would love that. I would love that more than
Because,
anything on the
people, they talk about the lottery being we've all heard this. It's a regressive tax, right? Meaning that it targets people who don't have a lot of money, and which I've never really bought into that because nobody's forcing you to play the lottery. But I guess if you think that's the only way you're going to make money,
Well,
like I understand the mindset, but the whole regressive tax thing, no one's forcing you to do that.
no, but people who already have money do not idolize it the way people who do not.
Yeah,
have
there's no
money.
rich people who idolize money. You're right.
Not in the sense that if I spend $5, I could make all of my dreams come true. That's like when poor people are not even really necessarily poor, but when you like don't have money and okay, money can fix so many of the problems that I have. Whereas if you're already well off, you don't have those same problems.
Understood, but I'm just saying, I mean, that's irrespective of buying a lottery ticket. If you have money, you have fewer problems
So you
than
don't
somebody
need
who has
to fix them with a quick cash grab.
Right, but most people also know that if they spend a lot of money in the lottery, they're going to lose. It's like any other kind of gambling, like you say, you're going to lose more than you win.
But that's not the ideology.
Understood. But here's my question, though.
It's going to happen to somebody. Why not me?
Understood. A lot of people have lost a lot of money with that thinking. But here's my question. If it is this ingrained thing, does it just stop when you win like that?
No.
Or do you keep playing? Now you just have more money to play with.
If it were me, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to, if I won money like that, I would have to give it to somebody else.
If
I
you
would,
won the
I'll
million,
take it.
you would keep buying lottery tickets.
No. What I'm saying is, let's say I won $1 million on a scratch off. I would have to put someone else in charge of it. Because like you said,
Oh,
now
you'd blow
I just
through it?
have access to it. I'd pay off everybody's crap, all
Right.
your houses, all your cars, all your that. So let's say I take the $650 million, right? And I take $20 million to pay off all of my family's debts. So now I have $630 million.
But your family doesn't have $20 million
I know. I'm
in
just
debt.
saying,
Oh, I see.
whatever that number is what came out. So I have $630 million. I would need to take that to a financial advisor and be like, open me an account where I cannot touch $500 million of this.
Yeah,
I
because
want
you
there to
can
be
live
no
on the
way.
interest.
Well, and I just don't want to have access to it. I don't trust myself. Then I got $130 million that I can do whatever the hell I want with. I can play with about how to do this or do that. But keep this money away from me.
But you're also not giving that money to any children.
right.
So who cares why would you sock it away?
Because I will spend it.
So what? You're not going to leave it to anyone.
Let me spend it over time is what I'm saying. Don't let me touch this for 5 years or whatever it
I
is,
see.
because I will blow through $600 million in 8 months.
So delayed gratification, but gratification eventually.
Yes.
So I don't want to blow through it now. I'll blow through it in 5 years.
Well, let it sit there. Let me get all the urges out. Let me take. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me take $1 million to Vegas and see what that feels
Let me
like.
get all the poison out.
Yeah,
Let me get the bad humors out of my brain.
Let me purge whatever this is. Let me this excitement and this
Is
nervousness.
it gonna
and-
be as exciting to gamble knowing you already have money, like
Yes.
that much money?
Because the gambling is still exciting.
Right.
I don't have to worry about it paying off my bills. Now it
Right.
can just be fun.
You're not going to lose your house
Right.
or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's just like this is something we can do. But like if you're spending, $2,500 a spin, oh my god.
Well, no, but I could see a situation where this woman socks it away, and it sounds like she is, because it would be very easy to blow through $1.3 million. You're
like a
talking
weekend.
about tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be more difficult. So you'd say, hey, take some of this, sock it
Someone needs
away.
to do something with this that I can't touch. Go invest it. Go set up everybody for generational wealth. I don't know.
Would you be
I don't
worried
engage
that
in
the family members you dispersed it to would blow through it?
That's not my business.
I see.
I
You
gave it to
just
you. I
you
do whatever
go,
you want.
here it is. I hope you're smart with it.
Yeah.
But it's now your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, this is what I would do with lottery winnings, which is not the same as if I worked my way up 2 tens of millions of dollars and then died and then had to leave it to people. These are 2 completely different scenarios. This is money that I'm handed versus money that I spent my entire life earning. The money I spent my entire life earning, I'm not giving to anybody. I'm spending that. Money I'm handed, I will also hand out. Because I didn't have it 24 hours ago. So you guys can have it too.
Yeah.
It's very different.
How much
Very
do me
different
and Alan
scenarios.
get?
You don't get anything.
We don't get anything from the free money.
Oh,
that
I
you
don't
got?
want anything. It's
You
her
don't get
money.
a single dollar.
You don't get anything.
Alan, I'll give you $1 million, but you have to eat an entire stick of butter
I would just like you
on
to.
a whole bagel.
I would just like you to buy me a drink puppeteer.
A white bagel. Not even whole grain. You have to eat an entire white bagel with butter on it. And
Well,
I'll
that
give you $1
sounds
million.
racist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. The stick of butter I probably couldn't do, but the bagel, the
You
whole.
could do it for $1 million.
I don't know
need a
that I
stick of butter
could.
for
Get
$1
it
million
I
done.
don't know
Get
that
it
I
done.
could. Eat an entire. I mean, it's coming up in my throat just talking about it. Eat an entire stick of butter.
He's already a millionaire, Bill. That's why he doesn't need the
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
right,
not a
yeah.
millionaire. I could absolutely use it, but boy, I mean, there's some things your body just won't let you do.
How mad Gwen
My
would
mind
be
is
at
telling
you.
me no, but my body
Could you
telling
see
me yes.
Gwen being like, "Are you kidding me? You couldn't
I
even
want
eat
a divorce."
stick of butter for $1 million."
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, if I had like $1 billion, I got that 560 mil. Man, guys, let's buy an island. Let's buy boats and jets.
That Epstein joint might be up for sale.
I could take it.
Yeah.
Bad humors, though. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, we got to let the
Yeah.
bad humors out of your brain. Back in the day
Oh.
where doctors had no idea what was happening. We were watching a thing the
Yeah.
other night about like this guy who was referred to in the 20s as like the king of lobotomies or something. I'm like, that's back when they didn't know anything, you know? Oh, he was a real pioneer. You know, we can look back now and laugh, but they didn't know what was going on. They're like, well, let's just drill into crazy people's heads.
So
Let's see what happens.
Is a lobotomy, do they take out like the emotional center of your brain?
Like the frontal cortex, they put I don't know how they do it now. There's one guy who they used to put drill bits in each temple, and then they would go into the middle of your brain and kind of scoop out part of the frontal cortex there. But then one guy was like, well, I'm doing so many of these. This guy had like a roving RV or something. This doctor is going around the country because he had developed a faster way to do it. And that's when this guy got into like the ice pick through the eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where they would take the mallet and the ice pick in the eye, and they would kind of get into the brain that way, which again, I can't believe that works, but that's what this guy did. And but
And then
I-
what's the result? You're
Okay,
just
so
kind
it
of a
says
vegetable, or
A lobotomy disrupts the connections between the frontal cortex and the rest of the brain,
Yes.
particularly the thalamus. So that says it would reduce abnormal stimuli from going from the back of your brain to your frontal cortex, which is like what makes you act on it.
yeah, but
So
again,
the brain waves couldn't get up to the part where it's like, go do it.
no, this is
Well, but
great.
that-
This is what you need because you're an
I
addict.
don't need this.
but
So
also,
stop you from gambling and drinking.
but also
Again,
back
everyone's
then,
cheeks.
they mistook just mental illness
Right.
for, oh, this person's got problems with their blood, or you know, they got ghosts in their blood or whatever. And
Yeah.
Do cocaine about it.
let's do cocaine
Well, it
about
says
it.
it was
yeah.
done with people with depression and schizophrenia.
Right.
So you're just
'Cause they
sad
didn't
and they're
know-
like, we'll
It
cut
wasn't
out
their
part of your
fault. They
brain.
didn't know anything about it, you know?
Yeah.
Long ramp on this song.
I was gonna say it takes so long to get
Like,
going.
I have more. I have
thought they were
more
getting
facts.
right into it
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Here you go.
If I had $1 million.
All right, that's enough.
You just got to
Um,
the nice singing part.
They took too long. That's not on me.
It says it's still done today on people with epilepsy, movement disorders like
Yeah.
Parkinson's.
Yep.
Schizophrenia patients can still get it done, and intractable pain.
But I think
don't know
they.
what intractable means.
I think it's more. I think that it's more. They'd still do like electroshock and things like that.
yeah, that's very real.
Intractable just means like they can't manage it.
Yeah.
Nothing they can do about it. We were
Could you
watching a
imagine?
show last night about this doctor in Cleveland who made his bones back in the day by like trying to put monkey brains in dogs or something. This, you know, so I don't know. But back then, they were like, we don't know. Let's just dig part of their brain out. That's why I wonder, 100 years from now, what will we look back on, or people look back and go, oh my God, can you believe they were doing this in 2024? Because it's easier for us now to look back and go, what were they thinking? But at the time, that was like the forefront of medicine, right? They were measuring people's skulls and things like that because they didn't know. Everybody was learning. Hey, Duke.
Hey, Alan, how are you?
How are you, pal?
Another day on the right side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me tell you about my buddy. I was sitting up at the Dover Gardens the other night, and my buddy's up there, and he's looked down the glass a number of times, and he staggers off to the men's room, and he's in there a minute, and we hear this kind of scream, and I don't think much of it. And 2 minutes goes by, and there's just another scream, and so the bartender walks over and opens the door, and she says, "What's the problem?" She says, "You're scaring the people out here. What's the scream?" And he says, "Well, every time I flush, it grabs my boy parts." And she says, "You idiot." She says, "You're sitting on the mop bucket."
Ah, boy.
So I run into him another night up there. And he says, "Man," he says, "I went to this party the other night. It was off the hook." He said, "They had a gold toilet." I thought, gold toilet? That's ridiculous. I said, "Do you remember where this house was?" He goes, "Yeah, I think I remember." I said, "Well, take me and show me the house with the gold toilet." So he finds the house, and I go up to the door, and I knock on the door, and I said, "I don't want to bother you, man, but my buddy here claims you have a gold toilet." And she turns inside. She says, "Hey, Lou," she says, "I think we found the idiot that crapped in your tuba."
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I don't know much about the tuba, but I bet that would really inhibit its playability, Duke.
Oh, yeah, never know until you try.
That's right. Thank you, Duke.
Peace and love, Alan.
All right. Peace and love. Look at that. Yeah, lobotomies are not really the flavor of the day anymore, but it will. Here's a fun fact for you, and this should surprise no one when they were doing them a lot in the 40s and 50s. Most of the patients were women and gay men.
The women and the
Of
gays.
course.
That's how you get them in line. Lobotomies.
This woman is hysterical. Carve out part of her brain. Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
You know what that means is straight men don't need their brain carved out because they already act like they're lobotomized.
All right, I got a break here. I'm going to have Cage the Elephant tickets for you. They're doing Jimmy Kimmel tonight if you want to see them in fine form. But they are on tour, and they are coming to Cleveland to perform for you. Cage the Elephant is going to do September 9 out at Blossom on the Neon Pill Tour. So if you dig those guys, tickets for you coming back. And then 5:30, last chance today to get one of those keywords and grab $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie.
This is the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.